computers. Unmute. Here we go. Okay. So let's begin and, approach this sitting as though you never sat before. Always the idea of beginning again. Seeing with beginner's mind. So adjusting yourself so you're upright, you're dignified in this noble seat. Fully attending to your sitting posture and setting aside any habits of the mind to worry, to fixate, to rearrange. So setting aside that particular fragmentation. We all have it. Come to the here, come to the now. Aligning your attention with the bodily experience of sitting, or if it's helpful, of feeling the breath. Just feeling what it's like to be alive, aware, and present. Sitting, feeling, hearing sounds. And trusting that the work of awareness is to develop an intimacy with each moment as it is, not how you want it to be. Have the intention not to be in contention with whatever presents itself. Again, have the intention not to be in contention with whatever presents itself. And then you can repeat silently to yourselves, may I be a boat, a raft, a bridge for all beings to cross the flood. May I be a resting place for the weary. May I be medicine for all who are sick. May I be a lamp in the darkness for those who are lost. May I do so as long as earth and sky and galaxies exist. Until all beings are enlightened, I vow to be here to serve them all. And then when you're ready, if your hands are folded in front of the chest, simply pronate the palms on the roots of the thighs, lift your gaze, open your eyes, and stretch out your legs. So welcome to you all, those of you who have come in during the sit. So the next 2 weeks that we have together, I'm going to present a kind of part 1 leg stretches and a part 2 leg stretches with a slight focus on going from symmetrical to asymmetrical, going from using the earth element to press into and not having the earth element to press into as a way of getting to more and more challenging leg stretches. So we'll take that apart today. So what I'd like you to do is you can lie flat on your back and do Supta Swastikasana. If you want trunk support, you can take it. And start just taking the knees into the chest, kind of in this manner. And then you'll hold the outer edges of the feet. If your arms are shorter, you can use a belt and drag your heels as close into your knees. Lindsay, this will be a little bit challenging. So move the heels further away as I just did from your buttocks, okay? So this cross-legged position. So Janet, when we get to do, I think we'll do modified warrior 3. So as I said, on your right leg, this will be that's the one I think you need to be cautious of. All right. Just use this now cross-legged position. So your shins are crossed now. Relax the feet Have space to take the arms overhead. And then Suki, we're gonna do that, I think, yeah, we'll do quasi Jetra, just as an opening of the groins in regards to leg stretches. It's important to open the hip flexors before leg stretches as well as before abdominal work. Oh, I just also want to remind everyone the aging panel free discussion on yoga and aging is this Sunday at 1 o'clock. If you haven't yet registered, just go to yogaandaging.com to register. Now, when you're ready, take the arms overhead. Keep the arms straight. If you have a dowel nearby, Lubna, you can use that. Keep the arms straight. We will do some arm work. We'll change the side in a second. Now hold the cross. Change the cross. Hold the arms in Baddha Hasta. And now change the cross of the legs. That's good, Nancy. To stretch the legs out to UPP is always a good way. And then change the cross, holding the outer edges of the feet or using the strap. You can extend the arms overhead and then swap the cross. See if you can really turn the skin of the upper arm, reach through the fingertips so you're getting length to your side walls of the chest and preparing the chest and the arms for dog pose. All right, now take the arms down by your side, and I saw already some of you were doing this. We're going to do the quasi Jetra with the feet flat on the floor. Now the arms in line with the shoulders. Just drop the knees. They don't have to touch the floor side to side. Again, to open up the groin. So the classic opening up the groin stretch is usually, as we did last week, Supta Virasana and Ekapada Bekasana. But for those of you who've had knee issues, these are much more doable. Go side to side, have the feet hip width apart. Observe as you take the legs to the left, how the right groin opens and vice versa. Okay. Now when you're ready, roll to your side. And we'll do this, we did this last week when we talked about quadricep strength and hamstring stretching. Lindsay, if it's easier for you to sit on a chair for that matter, anyone, it's a little bit easier on the back if you sit on a chair and you're going to lift the leg straight up. 15 times right side, 15 times left. You can do it the buttocks on the chair if that's easier. If you find that the buttocks go very far back, good Mary Beth, go slowly, flex the foot. Dandasana with this asymmetrical leg lift. Work your quads. Do a 15 on each side. You can alternate. Try not to lean back. Lindsay, that's good, yeah. On the chair, easier. And Gail, if you need, if it bothers your back, also on a chair. And then when you're ready, you can change sides. So we worked a lot on. So one of the things that I've been working on with this workshop is, as we age, we lose muscle mass. And part of the workshop that I'm doing on April 24th, that Sunday, will address the feet, quads, and of course the abdomen. Okay, so finish up on the left side about 15. And I know we did this last week, but it's nice to bring something that we did the week before so your mind remembers it and can practice it again. Okay, now when you're ready, child's pose. Lindsay, just face the wall and do child's pose, reaching for the wall. It's easier on the knees. Everyone else, child's pose. If it bothers, if your buttocks come off your heels, separate the thighs. That's good, Ellen. Reach forward with your arms. If your buttocks, yeah. So Lindsay, what I was saying is that actually what's even more of child's pose is this way. Let me show it to you, Lindsay. So you're sitting actually on the chair, you see, and then I'm reaching to the wall. So that's more of the shape, yeah, than that. That's more like a dog pose. So now you're in child's pose, everyone. Anita, child's pose. Crawl forward with your arms. If it bothers your knees, sit on a chair and extend your hands to the wall. Lindsay, that's really good. If your buttocks are off your heels, support your forearms. Anita, it's really hard to see you. I'd love to see you. Maybe add some light and adjust the camera so I can see you. But the light would really help as well. Tom, that's good. Put the bolster in front of you horizontally, and so horizontal, Tom, just flip it so it's horizontally. Yeah, and put your forearms on it, but the arms are straight. Arms are straight on it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So those of you who have knee issues, child's pose can be tricky. Put the buttocks on the chair as Lindsay V is doing on the screen. If you put it in gallery, you'll see Lindsay on the screen. So you're in child's pose and reaching forward. Good, Janet, with your arms. Keep the arms straight. That's it. Good. Now move the upper spine, good, Mary Beth, away from the ceiling. Find that groove in the upper thoracic. Good. Elongate your outer armpits. Okay, now we're doing the first leg stretch, which is symmetrical, and it has the earth element because your feet will be pressing into the floor. So now from child's pose, take dog pose. If you're tight in the armpits, put your hands on 2 blocks, turn the palms out, keep the arms straight, lift the buttocks away from the floor. Elaine, you can auto move, and then Elaine, you can do Prasarita Padottanasana. Don't go too far down. Go have the hands on. No, go back to half Uttanasana, but just raise the arms up higher. Okay, now from here, look right above the knee and press it back. So you're opening the backs of the knees. Want the legs straight. Suck the outer shins in and see if you can get the heels to come to the floor. Sink the heels down. So this is our first leg stretch, dog pose. Stay there. Aim to get the heels down. All right. Now, see if you cannot disturb your upper back. Don't let the upper spine come forward, and walk in maybe at most 2 inches to the point where more of your foot is on the floor, hopefully your outer heel circumference, and now press the heels down. That's good, Lana. Press the heels down. I know you've shortened the stance, hence the spine will feel shorter, but I want you to feel the earth element, which is the floor below you, that you're using that to stretch, to open the backs of the knees. Okay, now walk your feet toward your hands. Lana, I'm gonna have you demonstrate the calf stretch with the hands at the wall. So I'm not going to do the classic calf stretch, although listen, you go welcome to do it on the chair or with your feet at the blocks. But let's just do this one. So I'm gonna spotlight Lana. Hold on, everyone. Where'd she go? There she is. Okay, so she's at a wall and it's like a lunge position. So step back, Lana, so maybe adjust, yeah. So the back, I want them to see the back heel is down. All right, so again, this is asymmetrical. We're doing this for the calves. It's an asymmetrical leg stretch, particularly for the calves. And you feel the entire circumference, the inner heel, the outer circumference, the outer heel down in the floor. And then push into the back of the knee. So often I use that expression, knee into the knee. So show what's not Lana, knee into knee. The back leg would bend. That's knee not into knee. The heel is lifted. Now knee into knee. So I want you to spend some time with that now. Thanks, Lana. All right. So it's not to say you couldn't do it with the chair. Many of you know it, or with the blocks. Okay. So let's take the calf stretch. I think some of you will get a lot out of this way, this particular iteration of calf stretch. All right. Stay there as you saw Lana, focusing on working the knee into the knee. Spend some time sinking that heel down. Good, these look good. Tom, take a little more distance between the legs. You'll get more of a calf stretch. Change sides when you're ready. Doing your calf stretch. See if you want to adjust the camera so I can see your feet. That's it, Ellen, good. All right, that's it, Sue. Okay, well done. And just remember the other iterations of the calf stretch, of which there are so many, the chair, the blocks, and of course, Parsvottanasana, which we'll do. Now, watch, and you all know this. So again, symmetrical using the earth element. I'm going to take my 2 blocks. I stand forward of the wall, step back, and now I'm using the wall and the floor to press my legs into. Using the floor to seal the heels down, using the wall to press the top of the knee, and you'll really feel that quadricep muscle in the same way you did in Dandasana. So against a wall now, step forward of the wall, bend forward, so you're 12 inches in front of the wall, bend forward, then step back so your legs are glued to the wall. Hands can be on the floor on the blocks. I'm just focused on the legs. So Uttanasana now, Tom. So stand a little to bend forward, Tom. Don't be against the wall. That's it. Not against the wall. So again, symmetrical Uttanasana against wall and using the earth element of the floor and the wall to open up the backs of the legs. And this is just I'm just giving you a tool in which you can remember to do leg stretches during the time that I'm away. I think it always makes it easier not to memorize the sequence from the pose, but from a concept. So the concept that I'm presenting today is symmetrical versus asymmetrical and using earth versus air. Okay, now let's take Adho Mukha Svanasana, dog pose, from Tadasana. The other way we did it from child's pose. Elaine, you can do Prasarita Padottanasana now with the legs against the wall. Okay, so from Tadasana, take the arms up, reach up, exhale, bend forward, and then don't forget about your jumping. Jump back a little wider apart, Elaine. Step back if you need to, and then try tomorrow, Nancy. You can put on sneakers and try jumping. We'll address that in my workshop. We'll build thigh strength.
Ronnie, I live in an apartment. There's people below me.
Oh, okay. I understand. That's fine. Good point, Nancy. Well, jump lightly then, with light feet. Okay. Now see if the heels are sinking to the floor. Having done the calf stretch, open up the backs of the knees, outer shins in, but don't let the inner heels move toward each other. And then continue to press the hands down, knees look good. Go up through the inner arms, make the armpits thin, long, good. All right, now walk your feet toward your hands. Elaine, you can join us in this. We're doing some arm work. So adjust your camera so I can see your full being. All right, full being. So you're going to stand in Samastiti. If you want to, those of you who've had some chronic issues with back pain, you can put a block between your legs. You can also show me in profile. So I'll show myself in profile. So we're going to start, as we always do, with Urdhva Hastasana. Now, I'm focusing on the legs today, but notice the arms don't have the earth element. So it's harder to straighten the arms in Urdhva Hastasana than in Adho Mukha Svanasana, just as a side point. So you can stand in profile, block or not. I'm just citing some options. So again, while I'm away, you'll have these tools and the recordings firmly planted. That's good, Sue. Okay, so now just put your hands on the roots of the thighs, press them back. Remember the feeling in the backs of the thighs when you were at the wall, right? So your memory, body memory. Now, you can do a few times with movement. Stretch the arms up as I'm doing to Urdhva Hastasana. Reach up, reach up. Keep the arms straight. Although it's harder, as I said, now than dog pose, because we don't have the hands to press into anything. Good. few times in that manner, and then hold it. Hold it, reach up through the fingertips. If your arms, Anita, if the arms are slightly coming forward of the ears, go wider with the arms. So, but don't take the thighs forward. This is challenging, really challenging. Lubna, take the thighs back, yeah. Take the thighs back. All right, so this I know is work, and it gets harder and harder as we age because the armpits get tighter and tighter. So do this, you're going to interlace your hands firm at the webbing, let the elbows go wide. Feel the shoulder blades flat on the back. So now the backs of the hands are on the crown of the head. Now, again, sink the heels down. Don't let the weight, you know you're going to take the thighs forward if you feel the weight in the toes. So bring your attention to the back circumference of your heel and reach up, arms straight. Touch it, Suk, even though the arms might come forward, because I don't want you to avoid Urdhva Baddha, or you can use the depth. Okay, reach up, that's good, Janet. Reach up, Lindsay, good. Reach up. Lubna, try to take the thighs and abdomen back. I have some ideas for you. Okay, now bring the hands down, change the cross. So if the armpits are tight, you see how the arms come forward? I want you to have the sensation that you had in dog pose where there was not that angle between the upper chest and the upper arm, but we're touching it, you know? Just, we're gonna touch it regardless of whether the arms come forward, because at some point, you know, we have to abandon a little bit of the alignment and just do the pose. Okay, that's good, Gail. All right, now take the arms down. All right, now you're going to bring your right arm behind you into this shoulder balance arm of Gomukhasana. Then you'll take the left arm behind you. Then we'll take the top right arm in this manner like Shirshasana, and then left arm, okay? All right, so in that manner, you can show me with the back facing me. All right, so take your right arm behind you and see if you can walk. Yeah, so just start, no left arm yet. No, just the right arm as I showed. Right arm is coming behind your back. Lubna, that's good. Keep it at the level of the waist. Make sure, remember the priority. If you put your left hand on the skin of the upper biceps and turn it. If you need to face the screen to see what I'm doing, that's fine. So this is what happens when you take the arm to, so don't focus on how high you're getting the arm up. Focus on the skin of the right arm turning from the inside out. So I'm using my left hand to turn the skin, and then change sides when you're ready. So now you'll take the left arm behind you at the level of the back waist for many of you. Don't take the hand so far up, because then the deltoid pitches forward. If you need to use the right hand to turn the skin, do so. Lindsay, and that's good. All right, now release that left arm. Okay, for many of you, the top arm coming up will be easier. Reach up like Urdhva Hastasana, one arm. Now looking straight on, don't duck the chin, bend at the elbow, and keep your upper right arm as close to your ear as possible. Good, Ellen. So just the right arm we're doing the right top arm. Anita, just relax the left arm. We're just doing the right arm. Good. Release the arm and do change sides. Left arm, reach up through Urdhva Hastasana. Go back to Ekapada Urdhva Hastasana. Look straight on, bend the left elbow, and see if you can, good Mary Beth, get that left hand in the thoracic spine. Okay. Now watch. We want to do Paschima Namaskar because we will do the final Parsvottanasana. So see how I'm bringing my hands with the fingers pointing down at the level of the back waist. Then I'm going to invert my hands, seal the palms, and then any amount, I'm going to walk my hands up higher and higher, but not at the expense of the deltoids pitching forward, okay? So let's see this. So for some of you, it might be necessary, well, you'll get to this point and work on sealing, all right? Or you can just do it one arm at the level of the back waist like you did before, Lubna, and then the other arm. The main thing is that you don't lose the skin turning of the same arm. Okay, so you can show me from the back. That's it, Nancy. And then track the hands up to the point where you don't lose the skin turning. So Anita, for you, I would just take, yeah, look straight on. Yeah, take one arm. Lubna, now focus, imagine I'm standing behind you and I'm pressing your forearms together. Lana knows that adjustment. So imagine I'm standing behind you, Lubna, and I'm holding your forearms and I'm moving your forearms, Lubna, to the wrists so that the hands come together. If you're looking down, trust me, you've turned the skin the wrong way. If anything, look up, lift the chin and look up, watch the skin of the upper arm. I can't say that enough. Okay, now release the hands down. All right, now go back to Urdhva Hastasana with motion. Again, raise the arms up, reach up. See if it's gotten any easier. Reach up. Urdhva Hastasana with movement. Okay, now you're going to take another way to do, another way in which you can take dog poses from Utkatasana, having done the arms. Elaine, you can just stay with Utkatasana. So we're going to stand at the top of the mat. So we've come into dog pose from child's pose from Tadasana. Now Utkatasana, and even if the way we did last week, if you want to jump, jump, jump up, and then exhale, bend forward, jump back. All right, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Third time. That's it, Gail. Utkatasana, jump back, jump, jump, jump back, step back. Elaine, you can continue with the Utkatasana series we've been working on, but not too much. Okay, now sink the heels down. See what the arm work had to offer your arms. Again, extinguish the angle, if you can, guys, between the upper chest and the upper arm. Appreciate what you did for the arms to get the armpits thinner and thinner. Sink those heels down. Okay, now bring the feet together and see if you can sink the heels down, still sucking the outer shins in. Elaine, you can do plank now. Okay, suck the outer shins in. Outer shins in. It's harder to straighten the legs when the feet are together. Just like in Dandasana when the feet are together. Okay, now come down onto your knees. All right. So now we're going to do a symmetrical pose like dog pose, but no element of earth. So you'll bend the knees into the chest, have a strap nearby in case you need it, and you're going to stretch the legs to Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, but keep the legs straight, absolutely poker stiff. So before you just get situated, do Uttanasana again at the wall. So you're standing forward of the wall, then you bend forward, you back up, and you glue the legs to the wall, because this will help this next pose where it gets hard to straighten the legs, right? Repeat Uttanasana. Feet can be hip width apart. It'll be a little bit hard if you want to challenge yourself to bring the feet together, as I just said. With the feet together, it's harder to open the backs of the knees. If you have a base for it, it'll be even harder. Press the legs back. Press the legs back. You need to implant that memory for the next pose. So again, symmetrical earth element. In a moment, we're going to lose the earth element. The legs will solely exist in the air, and then it's harder to keep the legs straight. So now when you're ready, come down, walk forward, come out, go back to the lying supine, take the knees into the chest, and then without any strap, you'll take the legs up. See if you can do it without the strap. If the legs start to shake, then you can use the strap. Okay. So now when you're ready, knees into the chest, legs up, just at 90, find 90, just like you were at the wall. Legs at 90, you can glance at the screen, see that you're not below 90, not beyond 90. Pull the toes down, lift the inner heel skin up toward the ceiling. Good. Now, right above the knee, press it back. So Tom, see if you can bring your legs toward the chest a little bit, toward the chest. And of course, you'll have a great appreciation for the earth element. We're staying at least a minute. We timed this for 2 minutes last week. If the legs start to shake, use the strap. If the legs start to go below 90, Ellen, yours I think are more than 90. Yeah, just 90 degrees to the floor. See if you can hold your legs in the air. It is hamstring stretch, it is quadricep strength, but it's also abdominal. Good. And now take the knees into the chest. All right, now everyone have a strap nearby. All right, we're doing Supta Padangusthasana 1. If you want the left foot on the wall, that's fine. So just watch, we're going from Ekapada right leg, you'll put the belt on, and then we'll make it a slow process of about 2 minutes, starting at 90, and then moving the leg, not a jerky motion, moving the leg toward the chest. At some point, we'll hold the big toe, but maybe not on this first round. So now it's asymmetrical, and we don't have the earth element underneath the right foot. Hence why this pose is so challenging. Good, Maribeth, starting at 90, which is basically the Ekapada UPP. And then make it a process. Use your hands lightly holding the strap, pull the foot down, lift the heel up, press the upper knee back so the back of all parts of the knee open. The medial side, the outer side, the center. If you were looking at your own knee from behind, it would be like a circle. Go slowly, make it a process. Some of you will find that on this round, you might be able to hold the big toe. But when we come back to it on the second round, it's likely to be more easeful. So make it a process of moving the leg toward the chest. As you move the leg toward the chest, make sure your outer right thigh moves toward your inner left heel, and then don't press down on the diaphragm. Lift the side walls of the chest away from the floor, bring the shoulder blades flat on the back, all this with a relaxed well-being in your face, the skin, and the eyes. You'll get a second opportunity to go to the mats, either holding the big toe or the outer edges of the foot down the road. Janet, that's good. On this side. Okay, now take Dvipada for symmetry. Hold the shins or the backs of the thighs. And then Ekapada left side, left knee in, right heel reaching away. Use the strap, start at 90, the kind of Ekapada UPP, and then slowly begin to move the leg. Now in Supta 1, because it's the asymmetrical pose, most often taught before Parsvarottanasana, although it's harder than Parsvarottanasana because of the feet are on the floor. I want you to feel the difference, if there is one. There's usually some subtle difference, albeit subtle, on the two legs, how they move. So for you, Janet, because of injury, of course, it's the right that is not moving as easily. The left, notice if the left side you have more fluidity than the right, or does the right have more fluidity than the left? Keep moving the leg toward the chest, moving the outer left hip down and raising the side walls of the chest away from the leg. Knowing that you'll get a second crack at Supta Padangusthasana 1. So now you can really appreciate you don't have that symmetrical leg position that you had in dog pose and Uttanasana. This left foot has nothing to press into it. So you have to be vigilant right above the knee and opening the back of the leg. And observe how the two sides, even if it's subtle, how they're different. Because this will pertain to Parsvottanasana when you're standing on both legs, the front leg. Okay, now take Dvipada for symmetry. All right, now lie prone, and we'll take our fourth and final iteration of down dog. Elaine, you can do a plank. So now our final iteration, lying prone using upper body strength to push the floor away into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And using now, again, the earth element to open the backs of the knees, having not had it. So Lumna, for your armpits, you can really see the dog pose really helps versus not having that earth element, because there's less of an angle between the upper chest and your upper arm than when the arms are overhead in Urdhva Hastasana. Take your hands onto blocks if you need to. Turn the palms out. Get the heels down. And appreciate the earth element, which you didn't have a moment ago. Appreciate that earth element. Lana, take the feet a little further back so that the spine can elongate. You'll need that for Parsvottanasana. Now walk your feet toward your hands or jump out, yeah. And now go down. Bring the feet together and go down. Uttanasana. Feet together, hands on floor or blocks. Have the hands beside the feet or have the blocks beside the feet and go down. Janet, be careful on this. You can bend the legs. It's fine. Uttanasana. You can do half iteration, Elaine. Lindsay V, this should be fine on the knees. Okay, now inhale, up you come. All right, now we're doing Parsvottanasana. Parsvottanasana is always a challenging pose for people who have tight hamstrings. The good thing is that you have the earth element. The not so good thing is that it's asymmetrical, but you've prepared by having done Supta Padangusthasana 1. So watch. I'm going to take you into it from a slightly different manner, but I want you to see from my right side. Remember, if you feel unstable in any way, your left heel can be at the wall. So when you come forward, you're just simply, we're going to take the not classical position when the hands are not in Paschima. Hands on the hips, and then come into the concave first, and then we're going to bow down. Okay, the back heel has to be on the floor. All right, so when you're ready, stand in Samastiti. Again, if you need, for all the standing poses, this pertains to all the classes. If you need the back wall for your heel, then take it. All right, now bring the hands to the level of the chest and jump the feet wide apart. All right, now I'll just mirror image you. Turn your right foot out 90 degrees and turn your left leg in 30 degrees. Now just feel your frontal hip bones. You can even put your hands on the frontal hip bones, the ilium bones. They should basically be facing forward. Suck the outer right shin in, bringing weight to the big toe side. Now keeping your hands beside your hips, keep the legs straight. Back heel down. We've done all this prep for this moment. Now simply bend at your hips. Bring the hands to the blocks or to the floor beside your right foot. Weight there, concave back. Legs straight, back heel down. Outer right shin in. Shoulder blades on the back. Janet, if you need to on this right side, you'll bend the right leg a little bit. Just bend it. Micro bend the right leg if you need to. All right, now bring the chest onto the thigh. Nancy, you can take the hands of the blocks on a lower side and go down. But go down with, see if you can do this without bending the leg. Part 2 will be leg stretches with bending the leg. Try not to bend the leg. Try not, unless you have an injury, then of course bend the leg. Now come back to concave. Pause there. Nancy, like now the blocks are too high. Now bring the hands on the hips and inhale, up you come. All right, change sides. All right, stand in Samastiti. Jump the feet wide apart. Turn the left leg out 90. Look at the toes, see that they're pointing straight on. You can use the arms to turn the back leg in. The frontal hip bones will be facing the wall that you're facing. Back heel is down. Hips are balanced. Bring weight to the left big toe by taking the outer left shin in. All right, now you're bending at your hips. Focus on keeping the back heel down, leg straight, leg straight. Now, for some of you who felt that this leg had more mobility, you'll see how much easier it is to bend forward. Good, Ellen. Concave stage. Now, keeping the leg straight, bow. Bring the abdomen to rest lightly on the thigh. Bring the abdomen down. Keep moving the outer left hip back. Legs are straight, legs are straight. Legs are straight. Okay, now from here, bring your hands on your hips. Legs are straight, and inhale, up you come. Okay, now go back to lying flat on your back. Take the knees into the chest. Back to Supta Parishthasana 1. All right. You'll have a greater appreciation, but we're also taking it to the next level. All right, extend through the inner core of your left heel. All right, now try this. You're going to, in Ekapada, hold the big toe. Have your right hand, the index finger, thumb, and middle finger, hold the big toe. And then holding the big toe, stretch your leg. So we're not starting with 90. You can see, go with the strap. See if you can hold the big toe, and straighten your leg. If the leg isn't straight, then by all means go back to using the strap. All right, let's try it this way. Bring the knee in. We've done some leg stretches. Hold the big toe. So you're wrapping the thumb, index finger, middle finger around the big toe. And then good, Suki, and then take the leg up. Now bring the leg toward you. Bring the leg with you. Raise the chest, raise the head, but continue to bring the leg with you. Yes, those of you using the strap, that's fine. Bring the leg with you. Bring the leg with you. Good, Lindsay. Bring the leg with you. Keep rolling the left thigh in, pressing it down. Sense your thigh merging with your abdomen, which is what you need in the final stage, that second stage of Parsvottanasana. It's really the third stage. Okay, and then release the leg. Take Dvipada again for symmetrical, for making the back a little bit more easeful, returning to symmetry. Hold the left big toe. This side is easier. You'll see the difference. Hold the big toe, thumb, index finger, middle finger, hook it, and then straighten it. That's it. So the leg is starting beyond 90 from the get-go. Now raise the chest, raise the head, and bring the leg with you. Bring the leg with you. Sense your abdomen merging with your thigh befriending your abdomen. Okay, and now from here, knees in, come back up to stand. All right, now we're taking Parsvottanasana. Instead of standing at the center of the mat, jumping the feet wide apart, we're going to stand at the top of the mat. Take Paschima. Now, those of you who, if this is impossible, don't worry. Simply take your belt and put a little wristlet on it. Lubna, Anita, Sue can try this. Just make a wristlet of your belt. And you will step back, either in Paschima Namaskar arms or the wristlet arms, into our next Parsvottanasana. So it's going to start with your hands in the wristlet or in Paschima. And then the very first stage, chin up, look up. All right. So standing up tall at the top of the mat, establish the wristlet or Paschima Namaskar. Now just look up from the eyes of the chest. Make sure the weight is coming back to the heel. Now step back with your left heel. Make sure the left heel is on the floor. Now, most of the time when we step back, we've shortened to some degree the distance, and that affects the spine. So inch out with the front right foot, All right, now whether you have the wristlet on or the hands in Paschimma, look up from the eyes of the chest. So the pose, this pose of forward bend, but it starts with the back bend. Good. Chin up, look up. And now pressing the heels down, exhale, bend forward. Now, what makes this pose so hard is you don't have the hands to come to the floor. Now go down. Touch the concave hands and then go down. See if you can bring the chest to merge with the abdomen. Good, Lindsay. That's it. Merge the abdomen with the chest. Don't bend the legs. We'll do that next week. I want to just see if you can do something.
Oh.
Who was that? Suki? Who was that? And now inhale, up you come. All right, kick forward with the back leg. Take the wristlet off. Bring feet together. Uttanasana again. Feet together. Someone groaned. I guess we're not all on mute. All right. Uttanasana, feet together. It'll be easier than that first time. Feet together. Bend forward, Uttanasana. Head is down. Elaine, you can just do half. That's good, Mary Beth. Roll the buttocks forward. Don't let the buttocks go behind the hands. Roll the buttocks slightly forward so the legs are like UPP. Okay, now stand up. Take the hands into the wristlet formation or the Paschimma Namaskar. Pause there. Now step back through your right heel. Right heel is down. Take a big stance, and if you should fall short of it, then inch out with front left foot. Good, Tom. All right, now kick the thoracic spine in with wristlet or not. Look up from the eyes of the chest. Now bring your attention as though your back of the skull is on that back right heel. Pressing it down, go forward, come through concave, but then go. Touch down. That's good, Lynn. Touch down. Lubna, watch the left hip. It looks like it's moving out to the screen. Don't let the left hip wander outward of the median line. Pin in. Compactness in the hips. Good, Mary. Go down. Go down. This is the quintessential leg stretch. Appreciate that. And now press the feet good and inhale, up you come. All right, now release, kick forward with the back leg, release the arms, good, Mary Beth. Now one more time, bringing the hands beside the feet. Uttanasana, Uttanasana, head down. Okay. All right, now inhale, up you come. So we haven't done this in a while. We're going to do, Johnny, you'll have to be careful on this one on the right side. So this one will require a wall. So Virabhadrasana 3 is a balancing pose. It's asymmetrical and there's no earth element, but I'm going to give you the wall so you have something to press your heel into it. The tricky part about this is that oftentimes the standing leg gets out of alignment. So I'm bending forward into Uttanasana. I'll just stand on my left leg to make it easier. And I'm going to press my heel into the wall. I want my body to remain, I'm really keeping the metrics of Virabhadrasana 3, standing on one leg. The body parallel, we did this last week in its classic form, freestanding. But I'm using, you see, the earth element of the wall so that this aerial right leg does not bend, which is often what happens when we do it freestanding. So I'm pushing the knee into the knee in the same way you saw Lana do in the calf stretch. Okay, so let's try it. It might take a little bit of times to keep, yeah. So if you show me in profile that if you can, I realize for not all of you, Gail, that's possible. Mary Beth, that's really good because your standing leg, I want your standing leg to be perpendicular. Oftentimes in this pose, the foot is forward of the hip. So if you can show me in profile, that would be great. It doesn't matter which leg you stand on. Lubna, that's good. These are good. Now push the heel into the wall. Nancy, I think you're, yeah, go, no, Nancy, be further away from the wall, further away because your heel is behind your buttock of your standing leg. Step out with the front, with your standing leg. Yeah, Ellen, good. Peggy, that's excellent. Just bring the heel down a little bit lower. That's on the wall so that the leg is parallel. Lana, good. Use the wall. If you don't have it, Lindsay, that's fine. Laying really good. All right, change sides when you're ready. These look really good because the last time we had done this, many of you had your heel behind your buttock. Nancy, you saw that happen to you. You have to step out. The tendency is to, when we teach this, is to be too close to the wall. Okay, other side, use the wall. Lubna, take the foot down on the wall. So the toes are pointing downward. Yes, just get the leg parallel. Lindsay, that's good. Now, press the quad into the quad, knee into knee, reach from the inner knee, Lindsay, to the inner heel. Okay, so you're working on your quadricep strength. So Tom, we're in warrior 3 now, just what I showed. You're standing on one leg and your back heel. All right, Lana, that's really good. All right, one more time, just so to firmly implant it. So Tom, watch. So I'm standing, I take the arms up, take them down, and then I'm going to raise, will be my right leg. The heel is at the wall. My left leg is perpendicular to the wall. Modified warrior 3. With the foot though, Tom, at the wall, the aerial. So the foot, Tom, so we're doing this so that you appreciate the earth element behind the aerial leg. Okay, let's do it one more time so you're firmly get this pose. Okay, these look good. These shapes look really good. I know I can't see everyone in the profile. Nancy, that's good. You can even lower the aerial leg a little bit. See that the toes are pointing down. Good, Lindsay V. Change sides when you're ready. These are good. Really good. Observe in regards to last week's lesson on quadricep strength, how much you feel it in the quads of your standing. Be careful, Janet, the quads of the standing leg. Okay, now again, for symmetry, go back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Elaine, you can repeat warrior 3. Just do a different iteration, the full pose from Virabhadrasana 1, just to shake it up. Okay, everyone else, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yes, heels, Nancy, good. At the wall is fine. All right, dog pose when you're ready. Elaine, just do it the classical way, warrior 1 to warrior 3. All right. Lower the chest, Elaine, yeah. You can repeat side to side. Okay, now bring the feet together. Don't let the chest come forward and lift the root of the right leg up. Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Should be easy breezy. Now have the memory, if you're near a wall, that's, if you have the foot at the wall, so be it. But now have the memory that you just had in warrior 3. Don't let the aerial leg bend. Descend the leg, good. Feet together, lift the root of the left leg, have the memory of the leg at the wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is one-legged Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just muting everyone. Okay. And then rest, take a well-deserved rest in child's pose. It's good, Mary Beth. All right. Take a well-deserved rest in child's pose. All right, so I'm going to give you some opportunities now to do either go back to UPP, which is this one, or do half handstand, or do full handstand, okay, against the wall. Lubna, you'll have that memory of Ziad's knees. So if you're tired, then please choose on your back, good Sue. Half handstand, Mary Beth, full arm balance. Yeah, those of you, yeah. Ellen, now that's good. Challenge yourself to at some point walk the hands, and same thing for Nancy, closer to the wall. Lubna, you can do your half handstand if you so desire.
Ronnie, my lower left back is a little tweaky, not from yoga, from before.
Then don't do, yeah, just go on your back and do knees into the chest for now. Don't do handstand, don't do half handstand. It's too asymmetrical.
As you can see, I was doing the half Uttanasana,
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
all of these because they're fine, but like going deeper into that, it's problematic.
Yeah, so as we go ahead, I'll show you a way in which you can do Paripurnavasana. I think you know it, Lana, with the feet at the wall, legs bent, that'll help. Okay, so just that, oh, is that Zia? Oh, that's really good. All right, you're holding her hand, that's it, good. Now, Lubna, you can appreciate the wall element. Lindsay, you can go up again. That's really good, Lubna. Really good adjustment. Okay. Excellent. All right, now we're going on a little bit more. Just take a rest. All right, some of you will need a chair, but let me just show you what we're going to do. So out of order a little bit in the way we typically teach Paripurna Navasana, we're going to teach Ubaya Padangusthasana. And we basically were there. So watch. I'm going to show you in profile. So remember how I had you reach for the big toes? You did it on right side, left side. Now I'm reaching for both big toes at the same time. Now this will require some engagement of your abdomen so that you don't slump back. So this in itself, this very first stage, you see how I'm balancing across my buttock bones. I want to take everything, certainly a block, so I don't fall back on it, out of the picture. And then I'm going to hold the big toes. If you can't hold the big toes, obviously you'll use the strap. And then I'm going to stretch my legs up. So now I have no earth element. There's symmetry, but no earth element. And I have to hold the big toes with both hands, okay? So Lubna, now Lana, if this bothers you, then you can do this aspect, almost like a Paripurna Navasana. If your back is bothering you, or you can repeat Supta 1, obviously, okay? Whichever you prefer, or you can even put the lower legs on the seat of a chair. So, all right, try it, Lana. Hold the big toes. Good, Peggy. Now see, look at yourself if you can on your screen, because you think the legs are straight, but they're not. So Peggy, right above the knee, press it into the knee. The legs want to bend, trust me. Good, Mary Beth. You don't have the earth element. You don't have, that's it. Now, Nancy, for you, as you stretch the legs up, don't lose the lift in your lower spine, because that's the tendency. Okay, these look good. All right, now come down. All right, now we're going to do this. Try this. So this is not the classic way I teach Paripurna Navasana, far from it, but we're going to do Ubaya Padangusthasana. All right, you just were there holding the legs with two hands. Then you're going to let loose with your arms, which requires a lot of abdominal strength, and reach your arms out. If you're having trouble with this, watch. You're going to bring the feet to the wall. Take the arms up, reach up, and then extend them beside your legs. You'll still get a lot of abdominal and quadricep strength. Paripurna Navasana is a wonderful pose for quad strength and abdomen. That's it, Nance. Beautiful. Now, Nance, you focus on beautiful. Lift your lower spine up. Okay, take it when you're ready. Good, Peggy. That's it, Ellen. That's it, Lindsay. Tom, lift your lower spine, or you can even sit on some height. Good luck. You don't have to hold it too long. All right. Now, those of you holding the big toes, take your hands from holding the big toes and take your arms out like oars beside you. See if you can hold it now, Lindsay. Hold it. Hold it. Building on quad strength and abdominal strength. Elaine, watch you. Now that in this position, we lift more from the lower spine. Yes. It's challenging. So, okay, so just take a rest for a moment. Just rest. All right. So one of the ways we can work with this a little bit, if you're having trouble, is taking a chair. I'll show you from this side. I'm just tucking this right leg in front of me, and I'm putting, you see my lower shin on the seat of the chair, one leg. I'll show it from this angle. So this is a way in which you can modify. And then watch, look, two legs on the seat of the chair. All right, so some of you, Elaine, you can try it that way. Others of you, Mary Beth and others, I want to show this one more time, watch. I'm holding Ubaya. All right, now I have to have faith that I can let go, rely on my abdominal muscles, the strength of my quads that I worked on last week, and take Paripurna. Some of you will need the chair Ekapada in the way I just showed. Okay, so your lower leg is on the seat of the chair or the bed. Lana, be careful with this one. Bend the legs, feet up. Yeah, have the lower legs on the seat of the chair. So you're going from Ubaya. Janet, lift a little more in the lower lumbar. Okay, Lindsay, now take Paripurna from Ubaya. Tom, again, see if you can lift from the lower spine. We'll work more on this when I get back. All right, now bring the legs down, take Dandasana, and we're coming forward into Paschimottanasana. So let me show we're really prepared to do this, watch. So the legs are outstretched in front of me. I'm going to bend forward at my hips and hold the outer edges of my feet. Okay, if your hamstrings are very tight, then sit on a chair, Tom, and face the wall. Bring your hands onto the wall. Okay, all right, have the feet apart. I think it'll be easier for most of you to do this pose. So this is Uttanasana, now seated. Paschimottanasana is the name of the pose. Paschimottanasana. Raise the arms up, hold the outer edges of the feet or use a strap and come forward. Land, yeah, so I would just put the lower legs on the seat of the chair, which is the best. Just lie flat. If your back is if it's really bothering, lie flat with the lower legs on the seat of the chair. It's really most beneficial. Anita, I would probably sit in the chair. So if, again, especially if you haven't been doing, been with me for some time, sitting on the chair with the legs bent and reaching forward to the wall. So you're not rounding your upper back. Tom, the way I just showed. Yeah, on the seat of the chair, much better way. Come forward. Lubna, that's good. Now press right above the knee down. Lift the elbows, Ellen, everyone lift the elbows away from the floor, good Peggy, and go forward. Remember Parsvottanasana. See if you can bring your abdomen onto your thighs. Next week, I'll teach you with bent legs. See if you can have the mentality of not holding Paschimottanasana, but really moving forward in it, literally and figuratively. We don't do many forward bends in this class. If it becomes painful in any way, put a bolster on your lower shins and rest your forehead on the bolster. That will be an easier way. Just rest. We'll work more with this next week. Peggy, that's good. With the bent leg. All right. Lana, that's good. All right, now lie flat on your back. You're going to do 15 Chatuspadasana, so flat on the back. If you can't hold Lindsay, your heels will be further away from your buttocks. If you can't reach for your ankles, use the strap, and we're lifting Janet, this will feel good, particularly on the right side, lifting the backs of the hamstrings up and down. The first one will be difficult because it's just the opposite of what we're doing, strengthening now the hamstrings. Go up and down. Put a block between your thighs. I think that would help many of you on the narrow side. Now you can just stay in the Shavasana. Go up and down. Okay. Do about 15 lifts. Make sure the feet, though, connect to the earth. See, with each consecutive lift, you're getting the chest to be more and more perpendicular to the floor. Okay, now when you're ready, you'll take your 2 blocks and put it underneath the sacrum for supported Setu Bandha. 2 blocks, if they're foam, so be it. Press the feet, press the shoulders, lift the backs of the thighs up. Some of you might need shoulder support, which will help your neck, Peggy and others. Okay, and take supported Setu Bandha with the legs bent. Some of you will be able to walk the feet out at some point. Lana, you can also try a prone shavasana with support underneath the ankles and the abdomen. So maybe 3 blankets in your head. You could try that as well with the toes turned in. Might feel really good. Long prone shavasana. So Ellen, yeah, inch out the feet. See if you can get the legs straight. So now the legs are stretched, your toes are pointed. If you can, if you don't have back issues, then the toes can be lifting up to the ceiling just beyond the heel. You don't have to aim to get the toes to the floor. That's even harder. Otherwise, just keep the legs bent. Mary Beth, that's good. Then the next time you can do it, you can take another belt and belt the outer edges of the feet. So you would raise the legs up to like UPP, draw the knees into the chest, put the belt on your outer edges of the feet with another belt, and then you can aim to get the feet to the floor with the belt on. That really will work. Lana, make sure the blankets, yeah, so have it underneath your navel because you don't want the buttocks to stick up. So make it, yeah, have the, so the, remember the roots of the thighs are on the floor. So in this manner. Actually, I'm going to teach this. I might as well because it feels really good after this hand stretch. So Lana, so I have the one blanket and the roots of the thighs are on the floor, but the abdomen band is on the one blanket. Feels really good. All right. It's still a little bit too close to the frontal hip bones. It has to be head side, more toward head side of the blanket. All right. Now everyone come down, lift the buttocks up, slowly come out. And let me just show you this as I see Lana. Take one blanket and the Sarvangasana shape. This won't be maybe necessarily ideal for you. Some people need a little more height. And then I'm folding it in half, what I call the trifold in this manner. We've done this before. And then just so that you perfectly can see this, this is the purple mat, this is the blanket. The roots of my thighs, which you all know, they will be on the floor. My lower abdomen is on the blanket. So watch. The roots of my thighs are on the mat and my navel band is on the blanket, and this helps spread my lower spine. I just articulated that more, I actually need a smidge more height. And then I heel out, toe in. That's your prone shavasana for the lower back. Now, some of you who have been with me for many years know that that's not sufficient height for every human being, in which case you might need more. I know exactly what I need. So instead of a double fold, I only have one fold and I put it on that trifold. Lana, that's better. Okay, so see, we'll work on this next week as well. Laying good. Have the, so your thighs will be on the mat, your abdomen is on the blanket. And if you get it just right, it helps you spread that whole lower spine that we worked so much. Lana, if you need a sequence for a back care with this, I can easily provide that to you because these poses can be, forward bends can be challenging on the back, especially as we go deeper into that. Toe in, good, and heel out. Ellen, yeah, have the blanket not on the thighs. Lubna, that's it. The top of the thigh should be in contact with the floor. If you have it just right, you will feel this lovely spreading in the, go head side, Mary Beth. Yeah, it looks like, no, I'm sorry, the opposite way, feet side. You might get caught by your wall there. If you don't feel the spreading with one blanket, that one trifolded blanket, then I suspect you need a little bit more. Good. Let that lower spine spread. If you would just imagine your hands on the side walls of the waist, it should feel like you almost have a sash on and you're pulling it around your outer waist into the midline. And that's when you know you have it just right. The other thing, Lan, of course, you can do, because You and that pose are synonymous as sitting in the chair with the poster. The one that we have pictures of you from teacher training. Which is, oh, it gets that same effect of prone shavasana. Sitting in the chair with the legs wide apart. Now, for those of you who are comfortable, then of course stay there. But if you haven't found any level of comfort in this prone shavasana, then please do a supine shavasana or lower legs on the seat of the chair. And then I'll allow some time to talk about these leg stretches. So you're either staying in prone shavasana, or you're switching to lower legs on the seat of the chair, or supine shavasana. Or you can sit. Yeah, that's really good. I hope some of you feel this delightful spreading in the lower spine in prone shavasana. Just rest there. We'll switch postures to supine or with chair. Main thing is you're comfortable so that you can relax. Now settle into the earth element, feeling the support of the earth. Finding refuge in the earth element that we use for the asana practice. Setting aside any and all fragmentation, any and all desire to be other, another place, another state of mind, setting it aside. Recognizing what the mind is already aware of. And then if it's helpful for you to connect with the feeling of the body pressing into the earth, do so, or just simply feeling the breath inside the body. Feeling the body, feeling the breath, or hearing sounds. Just a short poem from David White, a poem entitled Enough. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to the life. This life that we have refused again and again until now. Until now. If you feel so inclined, you can transition to an upright posture. Come back to that dignified, noble, erect structure. Sitting comfortably, sitting at ease. Feeling the body, feeling the breath, hearing sounds. So in a moment, I will stop the recording and you can have, we have some time to address any questions and go over the next week being together.